What's up, YouTube? I'm King Shanks, and this is Droid's Finest, and I am back with Shadowrun Dragonfall, Part 88. Now, all you missed was me getting on the train, and this screen. I've already tried to record this episode, it crashed on me like a pain in my ass. Anyways, I'll read this, and then we'll move on. I've gotta tell you, there's a lot of reading coming up. A ton of it. So, okay. The rest of the trip home is uneventful, but one thing is clear. Someone is hunting you. This ambush is no chance gang warfare, but an organized attempt on your life. If Green Winters was right, then whoever killed him is now after you. The PDA you retrieved from your attackers may hold some answers. It's time to return to your safe house and consult with Paul M. Zuller. That's all you missed. Literally, I just went back to the train, got on the train, and left. Also, I had to do that fight over again because I forgot to save in the last episode, so just terrible. Just terrible for me, anyways. So yeah, I'm just gonna go right to the safe house. There's a bunch of reading, like, it's just a bunch of reading. It's just so much reading. It just doesn't stop letting me read. It's terrible. Especially, I only made it to Dietrich, which was the second person I talked to, and I didn't even get through talking to him. So, yeah, there's a lot of crap that's about to be happening here. Go to my safe house. And as I normally do, I'm going to talk to Paul last, because he's going to push me to another mission, and blah blah blah. Anyways, so the first person I talked to was Blitz here, and it's interesting what he has to say. Well, not really interesting, but it leads somewhere. One look at Blitz's face is enough to tell you that something is gnawing at him. He stands beside his table playing with a coffee spoon. Oi, Gurgle Squirt, what you need? What's going on, Blitz? Well, Chief, I hate to admit it, but I might be in a little bit of trouble here. Go on. What sort of trouble? You don't say. What sort of trouble? Well, you remember those creditors I told you about, the ones who who loaned me all that money? Yeah, well, it turns out some of them are a little less forgiving than I thought they were. Keep talking. Well, one in particular seems to have taken things kind of personally. How personally we're talking here? Get to the point, man. Are you in danger? I said the first one. How much trouble? I got a package in the mail. It had somebody's thumbs in it. Thumbs? Yeah, thumbs. They came in a cigar box, packed in salt. I have no idea who they belong to. I'm pretty sure they're meant to convey some sort of a message. I think that's a pretty safe bet. Really? You think so? I think that's a pretty safe bet. I'm just answering it how I answered it before, so I can kind of speed it up a little bit. I don't want to lose my thumbs, Chief. I like my thumbs. I think I need to pay this guy back. Luckily, I've got a plan. I know how to get myself out of hot water with meat grinder. I got it all specced out. Let me get it straight. You took a loan from somebody named Meat Grinder? Alright, lay it on me. Alright, lay it on me. Well, there's this group out in Dragon Keep. They call themselves the Landing Ring, or the Landenberg Ring. They're a financial crime organization, and there's a lot of bad blood between them and Meat Grinder's operation. Anyways, back then I was running with the Schwisserzin. I laid out the groundwork for a hit on the Landberg Ring. I was never able to make good on it, though. For some reason, none of the other gangers ever volunteered to help out. With your help, I could steal enough money from them to cover my debt and get myself back into Meat Grinder's good graces in the process. So what do you think? A quick run, just you and me, with me in the Matrix and you as my woman on the ground? We hit them sudden, satisfy my debt, and laugh about it on their way back. Sound like a plan? I might be interested, depending on the profits. Alright, Blitz, but in the future you need to be more upfront with me about things like this. No way, Blitz. You got yourself into this. It isn't my job to get you out. So what I said was the second one because I didn't want to charge him because he's my teammate and he's actually been a really good teammate. I explained all this before. I'm not going to go into too much detail. So I just said, yeah, I'll help you. I'm not worried about the money because there'll probably be money anyways involved. So, okay, no problem, Chief. Not a problem at all. You can count on me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some last-minute stuff to take care of before we get started. Oh, and Gurgle Squirt, thanks. No sweat, Blitz. Meet you at the U-Bahn. Oh, no. Not as such, Chief. I won't be physically going to Dragonkite. I've seen enough of that place for one lifetime. I'll be jacking in from a terminal that I set up here in the Cruise Bazaar. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This isn't the one I said. Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. No way. If you want to help, you have to come with me. I'm not risking my neck for you on my own. And this is the one I said. Okay, great. Okay, I guess that I'll send you a comm when I get there. So I'm literally going alone, but he's going to be in the Matrix doing Matrix stuff. So that's going to be a really cool mission, and that is a new mission that I can do. And I think that's going to be a really fun mission. Half in the Matrix, half on ground. It's going to be really, really fun. And then I went and I talked to my little pup. I also still got to do a lot of upgrading. I mean, I can upgrade my characters, or my team, and I can upgrade Gurgle Squirt a bit. So I got to do that. But right now we're worrying about doing the talking. Doing the talking. You look down, blah, blah, blah. It always says the same thing. This time I told him to sit. He listens. I asked him to play dead. Don't know that one yet, so he just wags his ass at me. Pet him. There we go. Come on, pup. And then I went and talked to Dietrich. Dietrich has way the fuck too much to talk about. Way the fuck too much to talk about. It's ridiculous. Ugh. There's only 3 questions that I can ask right now, but watch. It stems into like fucking a million different questions. It's horrible. Anyways, let's get to reading, I guess. Dietrich greets you with this familiar weary smile. Gurgle Squirt, what's new? Okay, so I just started from the top. I'm curious, Dietrich, why did you switch from fronting a band to running the Shadows? Honestly, working the stage was getting boring, boss. Spitting and screaming at the world was fine and good when I was a kid, but it just didn't do it for me anymore. The Dragon Slayer wanted me to fight a real enemy, so I left the band behind and I turned to the Shadows. He shrugs. I don't know. Guess I figured that'd be the best way to find one. Considering current events, I'd say that you're not wrong about that. Yeah, I guess not. Feels kind of daunting, truth be told, but exciting. All the same. No, exciting all the same. I've been looking for a worthy adversary for a while now. It's kind of satisfying having a white whale to chase. And now, see, it already stemmed off into one more question, which is... And the other ones are the same. Have you heard of an organization called the Lodge? Any thoughts about a last run, right? Those 2 are the same, but watch. If I keep going on this, it'll go for a long time. So here we go. How long have you been looking for a real enemy? He shrugs. Not too long, ever since I took down the last one. The last one? Of course, I might be able to sit around feeling pleased with myself if I followed the Creator, or the Moon Maiden, but the Dragon Slayer ain't that kind of a idol. If I'm not drinking, I'm fighting, and if I'm not doing either of those things, I'm looking for a bigger, better fight to get in next time. Dietrich produces a flask from his jacket pocket and raises it in salute. It's remarkably simple code to live by. Who was the last one, Dietrich? When does the pattern end? And then the same 2 last questions. Okay, so who was the last one? Gang boss. A great big orcish bastard called the Wildschwein. The Wildschwein. The Wildschwein? Okay, so we're just... Okay. The Wildschwein led the local chapter of the Horde. I had my sights set on him for a while. They'd hurt a lot of people, and I figured they'd pose a challenge. I wasn't wrong about that, but I took. Okay, I wasn't wrong about that, but I took I'm out in the end. That's literally what it says. I'm just reading it how it is. When does the pattern end? Well, boss, the way I figure it, it'll end when I pick a fight that I can't win. He smiles sadly. Might be this one, might be the next. It'll be hard to top a great dragon. But that's the way the Dragon Slayer wants it, and who am I to refuse him? Abruptly, he turns away. That's enough talk for today, boss. Besides, you've got other things to do, I'm sure. Thanks, Dietrich. But that's not it. There's still other questions that I can ask. You'll see. Oh, you will see. It's kind of frozen now. Okay. See? Now there's even more questions. And I still haven't asked the second and third question. It's still going on the same thing. Dietrich raises a bottle at your approach. Hey again, boss. You need something? I was thinking about what you told me earlier. You said that your idol was going to make you pick a fight that you couldn't win. Any updates on Alexander? And then the rest are all the same. Okay, so say the first one. He shrugs. It's bound to happen eventually, probably sooner rather than later. Isn't there something you can do to stop that from happening? I can't believe that you've accepted this. Isn't there something you can do? Well, I suppose that I could refuse, but that probably wouldn't be a good idea, especially not now. Remember, boss, the Dragon Slayer is where my magic comes from. If I turn it away from him, you'd better believe it'll turn away from me. Besides which, I don't even know if I can refuse him anymore. He's been with me for so long, I don't know where he stops and where I begin. He grins at you. Don't worry about me, boss. I've known that this was coming for my entire life, and when it happens, I'll go down in a blaze of glory, the likes of which you can't even imagine. That's a promise. And still, even more questions. Ugh. You really can't believe that your idol wants you to commit suicide? What if you were to pick a fight with a different kind of dragon, say maybe a gang or a corporation? Okay, so you can't believe he really wants you to commit suicide. Of course not. Of course not. The Dragon Slayer doesn't want me to die, but he does want me to kill dragons. That ain't supposed to be safe or easy. This isn't my idol's fault that I'm getting too old to keep up with his wishes. Okay. Okay, so what if you were to pick a fight with a different kind of dragon, say maybe a gang or a corporation? He pauses for a moment. That's an interesting idea. If it were big enough and heinous enough, he might be satisfied. I've never tried to bargain or negotiate with the Dragon Slayer before. I'm not sure how I feel about it, and I don't know how he'd take it either. The Dragon Slayer doesn't like to be questioned, and his temper's even shorter than mine. But I'll tell you what, boss, I'll think about it. Okay, so finally I got through that. Now I can talk about other things. Any updates on Alexander? Nothing new, boss. He's adjusting. It's going to take some time. Okay, here we go. Okay, have you ever heard of the organization called the Lodge? Lodge? He freezes up. Boss, you mean the Black Lodge? I didn't know the Lodge. Whatever. Let me describe them to you, and you can tell me if what I'm saying fits, okay? Shadowy, powerful, secretive as hell, with deep pockets and a penchant for hiding the truth. Okay. They conduct all of their business through dupes and go-betweens. He gives you a sideways glance. That sound about right? That's them in a nutshell, yeah. Well, if it's them, and whoever you're talking about, I ain't saying it is. Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to work that one in my brain. I'm not kind of not understanding that. Well, if it's them, And whoever you're talking about, I ain't saying it is, then I'd advise you to stay away from them. Stay far, far away. And whatever you do, don't take their money. If you do, they'll own you. I take it they're dangerous. Then. Dietrich, I have something to tell you. I don't know, because I already kind of did something for them, didn't I? Yeah, that was the Lucas guy, right? He was with the lodge, I think? I got something to tell you. If you're about to say what I think you are, don't. I don't want to know. Well, tell me what you've heard about this Black Lodge. Then, I need to know. Well, the story is that the Black Lodge is the mother of all conspiracies. Supposedly, they've been around for hundreds of years, and they've been practicing. Sorry, that's just a weird way of writing it. They've been practicing magic since well before the awakening. Impossible, I know, but I believe it. Have you ever heard of the Masons? Yes, I have. The Templar Knights? Yes. The Bavarian Illuminati? Yes, I've heard of all of those. They were all puppets of the Black Lodge. None of them knew who they were working for, but the Lodge was there pulling the strings. They always have been, and they still are today. That's the story. Okay. I didn't realize that you were a conspiracy theorist, Dietrich. I see. Well, thanks for letting me know. That gives me a lot to think about. Practicing magic's been since before the awakening. That's ridiculous. Okay, I didn't know that you were a conspiracy theorist. I ain't, but I've been around long enough to know that I should trust my gut, and it's telling me that the Black Lodge is real. Your mileage may vary, of course. Believe whatever you want. You already know what I think. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up reading this because I'm finally down to the last one. I didn't even make it this far in the first time I tried to record it. And the first time I tried to record it, it was right when I went to save that my video crashed. So I'm hoping it's not going to do that again. Okay, so this is about our last run. Hell of a thing, wasn't it? That run made me glad that I don't have to spend a lot of time in hospitals. I'll tell you that much. There wasn't a single aspect of that building that didn't make me feel uneasy. You weren't even there. I didn't bring you. He pauses for a moment, then looks you in the eye. Kind of a pity putting that rigger on ice like that. Least we could have done was hurt him out. Not me. Nope. I went in there and I just shot him dead. I get the job is the job and all, but our client really didn't screw him over. He deserved better than to get buried for it. Well, whatever. He shrugs. I guess we'll never know. Nothing right now, Dietrich. Okay, so let's go ahead. It probably won't let me save in here. It didn't last time. Hey. It didn't let me do it last time. Oh, it's letting me do it now. Okay. It crashed right when I saved last time. I hope it's not going to do it again. I don't think it will. Seems to be going a bit smoother this time. Good. Seems to be okay. Oh, there's more saves than that. Let's go. So I still need to talk to Iger, Glory, Paul, Mr. Amzil, if you will. And then I also need to look for the other DVDs. There might be a new DVD there to look at. Oh, and I gotta go to the mission computer. Oh, God, there's so much. Okay. And then there's also going to be other people to talk to for side missions, probably, which I'm ready to tell you, it's going to be a lot of talking. Pretty much all today is going to be talking. Tomorrow I can actually get to business, hopefully. Anyways, I'm going to be right back, so stay tuned and I'll see you soon. Peace!